What is going on, everyone? This is Nero again, and today for you, some Black Ops gameplay, this time on the map Jungle, using a Galil with a silencer and a dual mag. I know I cover this every game, but I use Warlord with the dual mag so that I can have a little bit of extra ammo and not have to sacrifice having the Flak Jacket Pro and having to replace Flak Jacket Pro with Scavenger. But Jungle is one of those maps. It's just one of those maps that when I play it, I mean, every time I see it pop up, I'm like, oh boy, get to play Jungle, because I generally post a good game every time I play Jungle. I mean, that's not cocky, that's just fact. I mean, Jungle is one of those maps that is pretty easy to learn, and if you got a good shot and you understand how or where to go, how to play the map, you're going to do rather well. And it's just, I mean, this is one of those maps that I think would be universal in terms of any Call of Duties. Like, if they were to put this map in any Call of Duty, I think it would do well in any Call of Duty map. Like, let's say, for example, Modern Warfare 3. This would be a great Modern Warfare 3 map. It'd be a really big map, but it'd still be a fast-paced run and gun style map. And this was just it's just a great all-around map, and it's just very well put together. But this is one of the Black Ops gameplays that I've had saved up. I mean, like I said, every Black Ops gameplay you've seen from me within the last couple weeks is from the same day, and this is just another one of them. You guys are correct, or you did read the title correctly. I do go 74-4. This is a pretty good game with the Galil, which the Galil, at the time of Black Ops, was like one of the very looked down upon guns, like even almost as much so as the FAMAS, just because of the Ghost quote-unquote problem, which Ghost honestly wasn't even a problem. I guess I'll talk about that here in a moment. But the Ghost quote-unquote problem, which everyone used what seemed to be a Ghost with a silenced Galil. That was just a class that everybody used. And I took the route completely different. I'm like, I'm not gonna, use Ghost. I mean, why use Ghost when I can have Flak Jacket? Which Ghost isn't a problem. It really is, because if you have decent players on your team, and the beauty of it, you don't even need decent players on your team. I mean, I'm playing by myself, and I do just fine. Like, every gameplay you're gonna see, except for the Commando gameplay, where I went 88-3, and the Spaz gameplay, where I went, what was it, 80-7 with the Spaz. Every gameplay besides those two, I didn't have any friends with me. And we're playing Ground War, and those games I only had 2 friends with me. I mean, you don't need a good team to do well in Black Ops. That's the beauty of it. When you're playing Black Ops, if you're a good player on your own, you'll get the Blackbird. If you have a Blackbird, that instantly makes your team better. Which is why I believe Black Ops is one of the better Call of Duties, and Blackbird is the best kill streak in any Call of Duty to date. I believe every Call of Duty should have a Blackbird. I really do. Blackbird cuts down on camping. If someone's camping, you know about it. If people on your team start to move around a little bit more because they understand where the other team's at because they have a Blackbird, or because you have a Blackbird up. Excuse me. It's just one of those. It's just one of those kill streaks that makes the game more run and gun, more fast-paced, more fun. And for Modern Warfare 3 to take the Blackbird and basically dumbify it by making it the advanced UAV, that is, you're still able to hide from it with the help of Assassin. And look at this guy, and I'm very happy that guy sucks. So I got the good old pistol whip on him right before the guy sprays me down. But the dumbified advanced UAV, which is just a terrible kill streak compared to the Blackbird. For one, you don't see them all the time. It's just basically a UAV that points in what direction they're going to. That's all an advanced UAV really is. It does not help as much as a Blackbird would, and that's the reason why people just rock Assassin, like especially in Ground War, which mainly why I play is Ground War. There's so much Assassin in Ground War because with all the people there's a lot more UAVs, there's a lot more kill streaks in general, so you'll see the Blind Eye Assassin set up a lot more when you're playing Modern Warfare 3 in Ground War. But if you were to have a Blackbird that would counter Assassin, I mean, Blind Eye would, doesn't do anything, it wouldn't really do anything, because Blind Eye is like basically for lethal air support in terms of helicopters and sentry guns and IMSs, things like that. But a Blackbird would just completely make Assassin worthless. It would make everyone on your team move a little bit more, which would make the game more fast-paced because the spawns are constantly changing, the enemies are constantly dying, the enemies are constantly having to fight up against your guys, and that's gonna make your team and the enemy move more. You're gonna be moving more. You're gonna be getting more kill streaks. If you get, and obviously, if you're getting payloads up in the air, you're getting AC-130s up in the air. That's switching the spawns, that's flipping spawns around. That just makes the game more fast-paced. All any Call of Duty will ever need to do is simply add a Blackbird as the kill streak, or even if Infinity Ward doesn't want to steal the idea of a Blackbird, they can call it something different. Because they did say that at the beginning of, like right before Modern Warfare 3 came out, that when what they did going in making the game, they basically viewed it as Modern Warfare 2 was the last Call of Duty made, and Black Ops didn't exist because they didn't take anything from Black Ops in terms of kill streaks, new player options like the COD point system, the viable or the all different camos. I mean, just the way everything was set up in Black Ops, they didn't take a single thing from it, which was stupid. I mean, if you think about it, they should have honestly taken the positives out of Black Ops and put it into their game. For one, recoil. Put some damn recoil in your game, Infinity Ward. It's which reasons Modern Warfare 3 is so hard to, it's not as enjoyable is it's a really even playing field for everybody. It's not as much who's a better player, it's who's using the better gun. And if you're a good player, obviously you want to challenge yourself, and you're not going to use just the best gun in general, because it's not fun. It really isn't. And so you use different guns. Like, for example, I'm going to run around with, oh hell, I don't know. I'm going to run around with a USAS, because USAS actually isn't that bad of a shotgun, but it's a fun shotgun to use, right? I'm going to use a USAS. And then people are like, okay, well, I'll just use a striker if he's going to use a shotgun. There's always, these really ridiculous guns that, you basically the only ones you see. In terms of shotguns, basically the only shotgun you're going to see is the striker, and every now and again you're going to see a spaz, but that's just because the person that is using the spaz was a big fan of it from Modern Warfare 2 generally. That's just my thought. When you're using assault rifles, you're generally going to see Type 95s, ACRs, and your occasional G36C and your MK14. That's basically like what you see. It's just the popularity of the weapons in the game. And so people go out there and they use basically all these guns, and then those guns are ridiculous, so like any idiot with the right trigger can use it, and it just makes the game ridiculously difficult in terms of separating good players from bad players, I guess. I mean, I know people who had like 3 or 4 KDs in Black Ops can't even pull a 2 KD in Modern Warfare 3, just because of the way the maps are set up and the way the guns are set up and the balance between the weapons and things like that. But if Infinity Ward wanted to balance that, stop making it so user-friendly, and had recoil. Black Ops was amazing because there was recoil. I mean, even the Galil has a bunch. The Galil would have the most recoil of any assault rifle if it were to be put inside Modern Warfare 3, even though in Black Ops the Galil actually has one of the least amount of recoils for the assault rifles. Isn't that crazy though? Like, it has one of the least amount of recoils in terms of assault rifles for Black Ops, but if you were to put it in Modern Warfare 3, it would have the least. It would be like, or no, it would have the most. It would be like uncontrollable, and like no one would use it because it bounced so much. Like, it's just one of those guns, man. So those are my 2 tips to making a good Call of Duty for the next one. Include the Blackbird, include recoil, and the game will be a lot better. It'll actually determine who's the better player. It will actually determine who's got better aim, who can get kill streaks, who has a better team, things like that. It's not, I don't know, I just hate that about, like, every Call of Duty seems like they're doing this, where they're making it easier for not so good players to do better, making it really hard for the players that invested a lot of time in the Call of Duty series to have to readjust themselves. But I guess that's a topic for another video. But I hope you guys all enjoyed this gameplay. I hope you guys all enjoyed this commentary. Final score of 74-4. If you did enjoy it, please remember to rate the video. And I would like to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions towards what I talked about in the comment section. Would you like to see a Blackbird in the next Call of Duty? Would you like to see a lot more recoil in the next Call of Duty? Things like that. Answer me in the comment section below, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.